Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today we're diving into the world of electric vehicles, EVs, and the reality checks they've been facing. Remember the ambitious proposition by the EPA, envisioning a future where 2/3 of new cars would be all electric by 2032? Well, it seems that dream has hit a speed bump. Reason number 6. The U-turn on EPA rules. A year ago, the EPA's ambitious tailpipe rules aimed to make 2/3 of new vehicles all electric by 2032. However, the plan seemed overly optimistic, with unrealistic growth projections and stringent emissions requirements that many manufacturers would struggle to meet, leading to potential fines and further financial losses on EVs. Reality struck with this year's sales figures, prompting a rethink. The Biden administration significantly reduced the target for EV adoption from the initially planned 67% to 35% by 2032. As many experts had suggested, this transition will take much longer than politicians had hoped for. Despite the new rules, the goal remains the same: to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. However, there is no mandate to adopt electric vehicles. The new rule cuts emissions by 49% by 2032 over 2026 levels, instead of the initially planned 56%. This allows car makers to meet new standards not just by relying on electric vehicles, but also by embracing more profitable hybrids. The EPA's EV targets are more forecasts than mandates, ranging between 35 and 56% by 2032. This flexibility suggests that there could be further revisions of tailpipe rules with even slower EV adoption speed. Reason number 5. The cooling of EV growth. The initial EPA plan for EV adoption stumbled due to a significant market slowdown. The proposal, based on the growth between 2020 and 2022, overlooked the fact that this was the phase of early adopters, tech geeks and wealthy households eager to embrace new technology. Once they got their EVs, the market growth cooled down. Then came the middle class, who, working with a set budget, had to make rational choices. At this point, EVs, still more expensive than their gas-powered counterparts, didn't offer much in return. The outcome was somewhat expected. The EPA had predicted a 70% growth in 2023, but the year ended with a 50% increase. The real shocker came with the January 2024 results, showing a year-over-year growth of just 15%. It's clear that the road to EV adoption is longer and bumpier than initially anticipated. Reason number 4. The growing pains of EV technology. The slowdown in EV growth can be attributed to current generation EVs not meeting customer demands. The early adopter phase is over, and the middle class, with their higher expectations, are now the target market. A recent survey by Boston Consulting Group revealed that nearly 40% of consumers plan to purchase an EV as their next vehicle. However, they want a 20-minute charging time, a 350-mile driving range, and a price tag of $50,000. The problem arises when we look at the current market offerings. Only one electric vehicle, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 RWD, meets these criteria, underscoring the immaturity of current EV technology. EV makers initially focused on luxury vehicles with blistering acceleration and opulence, neglecting affordability and practicality. Now, with the early adopter phase over, they lack offerings for the average consumer. This suggests that we are a generation or two away from EVs that are both capable and affordable. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Reason number 3. The financial drain of EVs for automakers. According to a study by Boston Consulting Group, automakers lose an average of $6,000 for every $50,000 electric vehicle they sell. This isn't surprising, as the profitability of electric cars has long been a challenge. The high costs of battery technology, raw materials, and production optimization contribute to these losses. Legacy car makers are feeling the pinch. For instance, Ford is estimated to have lost around $36,000 on every F-150 Lightning sold last year, leading to total EV losses of around $5 billion. This has prompted the company to delay its planned $12 billion EV investments for this year. The production of the F-150 Lightning for 2024 has also been halved, affecting around 1,400 workers. Other automakers face similar challenges. GM, for example, is losing billions due to production costs and significant quality issues. As a result, the company has postponed the production of all-electric pickups, Chevy Silverado EV and GMC Sierra EV, until 2025, and the production of the new electric drive unit won't start until the last quarter of this year. Reason number 2: the presidential race and its impact on EVs. As the upcoming presidential races heat up, experts suggest that the keys to the White House lie in industrial states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. With the UAW publicly backing Biden, it was clear that the current administration would need to be flexible with these rules and heed the union's concerns. After all, the transition to EVs could potentially cost thousands of workers their jobs. With the introduction of the new set of rules, the Detroit Three can breathe a sigh of relief, especially considering the new regulations for heavy-duty pickups, which are some of their biggest moneymakers. By 2032, heavy-duty pickups will be required to cut their emissions by less than half. In practice, this means they'll be allowed to pollute 3 times more than light-duty pickups and 4 times more than passenger cars. This will undoubtedly help the 3 companies avoid billions of dollars in fines, which seemed inevitable with the initial set of proposed rules. All this translates to steady profits and more funds for further developments, which consequently led to a rise in shares by up to 3.5% last week. Reason number 1: hybrids, the future of the automotive industry. Once again, Akio Toyota's prediction about EVs proves accurate. The transition needs to be gradual, but many car makers tried to bypass this by jumping directly into EVs, neglecting hybrid technology. The government was pushing for the same thing, but now it's clear they were mistaken. The mid-term future belongs to hybrids because they are cheaper and more convenient than the current generation of EVs. The market speaks for itself, with gas-electric vehicles now accounting for nearly 9% of the market, compared to EVs that account for less than 8%. While EV growth is slowing down, hybrids are growing at a much faster rate and will continue to do so in the future. Consider that the new Camry is hybrid only, and the same is expected with the next generation RAV4. We're talking about 2 models that sell in the hundreds of thousands annually, so just these 2 have the potential to significantly impact market growth. Logically, other car makers are following suit, including Ford and GM, which initially wanted a quick EV transition, but are now also announcing big plans for the hybridization of their lineups. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you want to stay updated on the latest vehicle updates and upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit. See you next time.